This is Kevin. Do another video for you covering Packet Tracer. This time I'm going to be doing a Packet Tracer that scores your steps. So I'm going to be under chapter 2 here. I'm going to go over 255 initial switch settings. Okay, don't do that until you do 237, but I'll post a video above them all, so you can watch the video before you do either one. With these, I'm not going to have the Packet Tracer files in the Dropbox. You have in the student resources, you'll find where you can drop down all the activities, the Packet Tracer activities, and they have to be unzipped. So I've already done that. I've created a folder on my desktop for Packet Tracers, and I've already got a folder where I've unzipped all the Packet Tracer activities, and I also created a folder where I could save the ones that I've worked on. Don't have any in there because I haven't finished any. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Packet Tracers, and it's going to be 255. So I'll find 255. Right there it is. And I'm going to make sure I get this out of the way. I'm going to double click it to start it up. Because again, you're going to have that one dialog box you got to get to. Okay? Wait for it to quit flash here so it completely loads. So you got to get rid of this guy right here. Just got to cancel it. And again, I'm going to do a split screen. Again, as I go over these commands, I'll try to go over the shortcuts. I'm going to go over one thing that might help you out. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just follow along. You want to write down these commands to kind of maybe help you out. But it does want you to first configure switch 1, do the basics. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and you're going to go right to the CLI. And I'm going to kind of move through the different areas. Because we know this is user exec. If I want to go, sorry, this is user mode. I want to go to user exec. I can type in the enable command. Okay, takes me user exec. If I want to do global configuration, I got to go with the configure terminal command. So I'm going to move right to there. I'm going to come back because I'm going to show you one thing that might save you some frustrations in case you miss type in a command, because we're going to talk about shortcuts too. So I'm going to go to global configuration. Okay, and this is going to kind of keep you from, if you type in something it doesn't recognize, it's going to try to look it up. So I'm going to do a no IP domain lookup. No IP domain lookup. Okay, I'm going to stop that. So I'll leave it up there so you can jot that down. I'll hit enter. And now if you mistype in something where it can't recognize, it's not going to do, try to look it up online. That will save you a lot of trouble because I'm going to show you some shortcuts. So I'm going to make my way backwards. I'm going to go exit. It takes me back one level to user exec. I'll type in exit again. It takes me back to the very beginning. Hit the enter key and back where I'm at user exec. And again, the first command they want you to go to right user mode. Once you go to user exec. So you can't type out enable like I showed you before, but if, like say I'm in user exec, and if I just type in en, it's like a shortcut, because there's no other command besides enable or any other command in user mode that starts with en. Only enable does. So if you just tell it just enough so it knows, it'll do the same thing. So I could type in enable or just en. Okay, I'll show you them. You'll learn them. Okay, you'll learn them. Now in user exec we have, in user mode we just have a few show commands. User exec we have them all. Plus we work with files in this level. So we want to show what's showing in running configuration, which is what's actually the commands that are running in RAM memory. So I'll do the show, and I'll just tell you, if you want to see all the things you can look at with the show command, I'll just type in show a space and then a question mark, and it shows me everything. Everything. If it doesn't show you all on one screen, you can hit the enter key for one more, show you the next one, or hit the space bar. It'll show you a page. But that will show you everything you can look at with the show command. And again, there could be subcommands underneath each one of these, but we just want to see, well, there's the running configuration right there and the startup. So we want to show the running config. And here's just going to show a page at a time. It's going to ask you how many Ethernet connections you're going to have. And there's going to be, again, I'm just going to hit the space bar. There's 24 of them. There's 2 gigabit. Okay. We have just one console line for modems. And it says your VTY lines. It shows them 2 sections here, but total, it goes line VTY 0 through 15. So there's actually 16 VTY lines. Those are virtual connections once you have it set up for that. Okay. So I'll escape out of there. Just hit the escape key. So it wants to know why you can't see the startup config. Well, because we haven't created one yet. We haven't saved it. We haven't saved to NVRAM. So if I type in the startup dash config, I can type out, right? Doesn't show anything. Again, here's another shortcut. If I want to show the run, all I got to type it in is show run. It'll show it to me. If I want to see the startup, type in show start. Those are just a few of the shortcuts. Okay, just a few of the shortcuts. Again, if you went back and did the show command and looked at all the other commands in this first level, there's no commands that start with RUN, so it's only going to be the running config. Same thing. Nothing goes past start. Any other command, not even close, so they can type in it, so they know it's the startup command. Okay, just a few shortcuts. Okay, so now we're at the user exec, and now the first configuration, it wants to give it a host name so you can identify the switch, and this will change the command prompt. Okay, so we want to go to global configuration, and to do that we need to go, the command is configure, watch your case like I just did because they are case sensitive, terminal. Okay, and I'm going to go back because another shortcut, because I'll do it a bunch, config T. So I needed to go to global configuration. And then the command is just host name. And again, if you don't know all the parameters or arguments, hit the space bar, hit the question mark. Now it just really wants a word. What's your host name? In this case, it's going to be S1. That changes it. You can see it over here on Packet Tracer, and also look at your command prompt. It shows now it's S1. So we got that. It wants you to exit out of there. Okay. And these are console messages. That's why if you exit, it just sends you a console message. You got to hit the enter key again to get back to the prompt. Okay, get back to the prompt. So I'll move on over here. We've done the host name. Now it wants to do that console line. It wants to do a line. So we're going to go back to, to get to any interface or any line, we got to first go to global configuration, and then we can move to a line or an interface. A line or interface. And it's going to do the console line. And this is, again, switches will have modems in them. They hook up to phone lines and call in and configure them. And you got to protect these. Okay, so we're going to go to our line, and we're going to do our console. And there was days where they had more than one console, but this one just has one console line. And computers always start counting at 0. So in this case, it's con 0. It's my only first one. It's my only one. Okay. And I want to put a password on it, so I do the password command. And when you do these passwords, make sure you spell them out right, or you'll get stuck and have to start all over, because it's actually going to work once you set it. So do the password, and it's going to be let me in. So before you hit the enter key, before you move on, make sure that's right. Okay, make sure that's right. So it is right. Okay, now that's stored within the system. In order for it to actually use it when people try to get into the system, you have to afterwards do the login command. Just log in. Okay, so make sure it ain't. And down here, I haven't really mentioned it yet. If you can see down here right now, I've done that host name, and I've done that. I configured the console. Right now I've completed 18%. Okay, and you'll probably see, you'll be looking down there once you type in the command to see, oh, did I do it right? And you did it right if it kind of increments you. Okay. All right. Now to test this, I'm going to exit again, and now I'm back at the beginning. So I want to hit the enter key before I even get to user mode, because I'm at the CLI. I got to type in that password. Let me in. And I'm in. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention, in these steps, I'm kind of skimming, try not to skim too much, but they ask you questions. Be sure to jot those down in a Word document and upload that with the finished packet tracer. Okay. All right. Next, they want to set up, this is a password just to get to a command prompt, but with the user exec, there's not that much you can do, just a few show commands. But when you get into our user mode, when you go into user exec, that's where you get all your show commands and commands to work with files. So we got to protect that. And they're going to do two of them. I don't know why they got two of them, but they do. There's an enable password, which is unencrypted, and there's an enabled secret, which is an encrypted password. And they have you do both. So we'll just go ahead and we will do both of them. Okay, so you can make sure you type these out right. So I'm going to move into user exec and set passwords. I got to go into config teats, global configuration. It's enable password. So I'm setting a password for the enable when I try to type in that command. And this one is going to be C1, a dollar sign, and then a C and a 0. That's a 0. And they tell you that in the instructions. Okay. And this one, since they're not going to give you any points for this one, they tell you that. So not every command will give you points or towards your completion. Okay, and they're going to go have you test that. But I'm going to go ahead and I'll do the enable secret, which is an encrypted password, is what you want. Enable secret. And this one, make sure you type it in, because if you mess up, you may not be able to get back in. It's going to be, let me see, go to right here. It's a secret. S-E-C-R-E-T. Just double check. I think I got it right. Okay, so hit the enter key now. And when you do it enable secret, it overrides the enable password. Okay, it will automatically override it. Okay. And we'll go back out and test them, okay? Because they want to have you check what you've already done to the running configuration, which is in RAM. So check, you got to use a show command, but you got to go back to user exec, and then I can do a show run. I can see there's my two password. Enabled is unencrypted. Enable secret, it is encrypted. And there's my, we did this too. No IP domain lookup. We've done that. Done nothing to the interfaces except we did to line. And you can see that is unencrypted. So we really don't want that because that can get compromised. Okay. So they're going to have you go back to where everything, no matter what type of password that you set, is going to get encrypted, so it can't be seen in the running or startup config files. Okay. And this is the command right here. The service, under service, there's password encryption. So I got to set that in global configuration. So I'll go to config T, and it's under the service. And again, if you don't remember what it is, I knew it was service, but I don't know which one after that. Space, question mark, it'll show you. And again, another shortcut. Like say, I'm just going to type in service. I type in PSSWOR. And if I got it right, if I hit the tab key on your keyboard, it fills it in if you got it right. Okay, there's my service password encryption. Okay, I'll do that. And now I'm going to move on to, they're going to set a banner, and that's going to show as soon as you try to get to one of the configurations, or one of the prompts, sorry. And so there's multiple banners, but this is going to be, this is display, so you can display messages, and they are important. You do got to set them. So people don't have the right to hack into your switch or your router, but we're going to do one of the banners. But this one's going to be message of the day. This is going to display right as you try to get into user mode. And make sure you type these. If they specify the text, you got to type it in exactly. You won't get all the points. Okay. So we got to use some sort of delimiter. So in this case, you can use a pound sign, @ symbol, just as long as you use the same delimiter when you're done with your text. And you can't put multiple lines in. Okay, it just ends when you put in the second delimiter. In this case, our delimiter is going to be the quotation. And this, type it in case and spelling, is a secure system. Period, space, authorized access only, with a exclamation point, and then here's my delimiter to end it. Make sure, check out your text, hit the enter key. Okay, we got it. So let's go out and let's do just that one last check. So I'm going to do the exit. Another X. I could just do an N too, but I'll just do exits. There's my first one, my console. That was let me in. Now when I try to go to enable, I got to type in that enable password. It's a uh-oh. Let's see if I type this out right. It's a secret. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now, folks. Gotta go back. Let me try. Hope I typed that right. I thought I did. Oh, I did. I was just typo. Scared myself there for a second, but I'm in. I'm in. Now I can show my run, see whatever all I've done. And now, if this ever have to restart the switch, all the stuff in RAM's going to get erased. So if I want to have it, all these commands be reapplied, if I got to restart the switch, I got to save the running configuration to a startup configuration, which gets read when the switch boots up. So the command to do that, and I got to be at user exec, this is where we work with files, is our copy command. And if I see all the copy things again, copy to flash, copy to TP, FTP, and copy to my startup. But I go, it's copy from what to where. So in this case, it's copy from the running config to the startup. That's my destination config. Okay, that's command. And it's going to confirm the file name. Don't change it, because that's what it's going to look for when the computer boots up. And now you got it. And I can see I'm halfway through. And if there's something you don't know you're doing right, or you want to see what you got right, got wrong, I'm going to close this down. You click on check results and then items. And you can see I've really got everything correct on switch 1. Really the second half of this is just I got to do the same thing to switch 2. That's why I'm at 50%. So this will tell you what you got wrong. It won't tell you what to do right or how to do it. This is going to tell you what you got wrong. Again, you can always go back to the book, look up the commands. If you get stuck, you can upload this packet tracer to me and I can take a look at it. I can help you with them. Just let me know. If you want to go back and start working, because I'm going to have you do, I'm not going to do the other switch because it's really just the same commands I went over. I'm going to close this, goes back, and I can start working on it. Now when you close these, I would go ahead and I'm going to do a file. I'm going to do a save as. And I'm going to save this. I can just keep, you can change the name, like add finish to it, but I just want to save it inside my finish packet tracer folder. And I might just go ahead and I'll put, click in the name, I'll put finish. Finished. Okay? And I'll save it in there. And then I'll just close it and then I can upload this. Make sure you save it. I'll upload this to the Dropbox. Okay. That's it for this video. Just if you need have any questions, just contact me.